After the camping trip, Tokaiwa happened to encounter Sue at school with women's clothing. As a car passed by, Tokaiwa instinctively pulled Sue closer to the side. Later, Tokaiwa attended class with Sue dressed in men's attire. Suddenly, they received news that the next class was canceled. Tokaiwa was abruptly dragged away by two girls. However, they were outraged to discover that, despite having the mysterious prince in his life, Tokaiwa was still getting close to another girl. Upon hearing the description of a black-haired girl, Tokaiwa immediately thought of Sue in female attire. After all, Sue was the only girl he was close to. The two girls then confronted him. Who do you choose? The mysterious prince or that black-haired girl? Tokaiwa was dumbfounded. Why did he even have to choose? The girls were heartbroken. Wow, what a player! Just then, Sue appeared, playfully teasing Tokaiwa by asking who the black-haired girl was. Tokaiwa, thinking Sue was unaware of the situation, quietly explained that he had only been close to Sue recently. Meanwhile, Asagi, who had gone to a bar to visit Fuji, accidentally spilled alcohol on himself. Fuji recalled a spare uniform in the storage room and had Asagi wear it for the time being. Asagi had barely changed when a customer arrived and mistook him for a handsome new waiter. Fuji, more amused than concerned, let the misunderstandings continue. After all, Asagi was naturally sweet and polite, so he wouldn't offend anyone. However, when Fuji finally called out to Asagi, Asagi, like a well-trained pet, leaned in close, letting Fuji tease him. The customer, noticing Asagi had an Adam's apple, turned pale with realization. At that moment, the bartender returned with Asagi's cleaned clothes, and both parties awkwardly apologized to each other. Shortly after, Fuji entered the bathroom wearing a tank top and carrying cocktail mixing tools. He explained that since Asagi seemed interested in bartending, he would personally teach him. After Fuji demonstrated proper bartending techniques, he stepped back to let Asagi try. Asagi attempted to mix a drink, but ended up spilling it all over himself. Through perseverance, Asagi finally managed to mix a somewhat decent-looking drink. However, the taste was mediocre at best. Determined, Asagi vowed to improve and promised that, from now on, he would be the one making drinks for Fuji. Fuji smirked, saying he looked forward to it. Recently, Sue had stopped attending school in men's clothing. Tokaiwa knew this would cause a stir among fans. The two girls who had questioned him earlier also noticed something odd. They suspected the siblings had fought over Tokaiwa, and that their prince might have gotten injured in the process. But the very next day, the prince returned, this time wearing matching outfits with Tokaiwa. It turned out Sue had been dressing in female clothing to lower Tokaiwa's guard. The moment Tokaiwa agreed to wear matching clothes, Sue launched a sneak attack. The two fans were furious. Tokaiwa was way too sneaky. He had their prince wrapped around his finger. On another front, Hegi's older sister quickly noticed that her brother had a crush on Kawaku. However, she didn't realize that Kawaku was actually a girl. Still, she was ready to support his relationship, while Hegi was paying the bill at a store. His drunk sister wandered to a nearby train station, where she happened to encounter Kawaku. Recognizing Hegi's sister, Kawaku stayed to take care of her and messaged Hegi to come pick her up. The sister, meanwhile, was eager to sell her brother's good qualities. Being particular about appearances, she was deeply fascinated by Kawaku's face. She mentioned that Hegi always claimed to like small, cute girls. Before she could finish her sentence about Hegi's crush, Hegi arrived, feeling guilty for troubling Kawaku and quickly taking his sister away. Thinking about the small and cute girl that Hegi supposedly liked, Kawaku felt that his own composed and mature appearance was the complete opposite.